The VR Games Showcase just finished, and here are the only new VR games and updates actually worth your time. Let's get into it. First up is Breacher's Outbreak, which is probably one of the easiest games here to explain. It takes the tactical shooter universe of Breachers and turns it into a 4-player co-op zombie extraction shooter, where you and your squad drop into infected quarantine zones, recover whatever is needed to stop an undead apocalypse, and presumably try not to become someone's lunch. This is coming in 2026, and it's definitely one of the bigger ones to watch. Next is Lane Split VR, which is available starting today on PCVR, and this is basically motorcycle lane splitting in VR. This update adds VR, electric motorcycles, stormy weather, and real-world motorcycle influencers as playable characters, which is a very specific sentence, but here we are. The obvious warning here is comfort. This will absolutely not be for everyone, but if you like intense racing games in VR, this could be a fun one to jump into right away. Guardians Planetfall is basically Helldivers in VR. That's the cleanest way to explain it. It's a squad-based sci-fi shooter where up to 4 players fight across procedural planets and space installations, taking on aliens, void soldiers, and massive war machines. If it can deliver big enemy variety, chaotic missions, and that feeling that everything can spiral out of control in a moment, this could be a really important co-op VR game. It's targeting late 2026, so not super soon, but absolutely on the radar. Next is Korea IL-2 series, and this is one for a very specific audience. This is a serious flight sim set during the Korean War, focused on early jet fighters and historical aerial battles. Definitely one for flight sim fans and probably not the most casual game in today's showcase. But if detailed cockpits and historical aircraft are your thing, this looks worth keeping an eye on. Then we have Drifter's Blackout Crew, another co-op extraction shooter but with a different flavor. Instead of zombies, you're raiding ancient alien temples with up to 4 players, stealing energy for your dying mothership, scavenging resources, and deciding whether to push deeper or get out. The loop also sounds solid. Extract loot, upgrade weapons and suits, then go back in stronger. The big question is whether the gunplay, looting, and co-op interactions feel properly physical, because that's what will make it or break it. Sol Protocol is a co-op space roguelite where you and your crew physically pilot a spaceship through procedurally generated star systems. So basically it's for anyone who watched sci-fi and thought, I could run that ship better than them, and is about to discover that no, you absolutely cannot. You manage the ship, man the turrets, explore abandoned stations on foot, and make strategic decisions as you push deeper into space. If Sol Protocol nails the teamwork and gives you enough variety between ship management, combat, and on-foot exploration, this could be one of the more interesting co-op games from the show. In We Go is available today on Quest in Early Access, and this one is a co-op horror game set in a massive manner. The premise is creepy immediately. It's about things children find that adults can't see. That's a strong horror hook, especially for VR, because exploring a creepy old manor with your actual body is already uncomfortable before the game even starts putting pressure on you. The extraction angle gives the horror a purpose. You're not just wandering around waiting for a jump scare. You're exploring, finding things, taking risks, and deciding whether to keep going or get out. Since it's out today, this is one of the easiest games here to check out immediately. Now, a lot of this showcase was co-op, extraction, squad-based chaos. And honestly, that's a good direction for VR. Now let's hit a few smaller updates quickly. Exoshock is getting multiplayer in July. It's a squad-based PvE shooter set in deep space, and the big hook is that you can play with both VR and non-VR friends. Small update but important one. Salmon Man is also getting multiplayer, which is deeply funny because this is a physics-based VR platformer where you climb upstream using a paddle. And now you can suffer with friends. The update adds competitive multiplayer, new paddles, achievements, lava mode, and a new mountain map. Beautiful nonsense. Flatout 4 VR is already out on Steam VR Early Access, and now PSVR2 players can wishlist it. This is crash-heavy arcade racing in first-person VR, with demolition arenas, stunt modes, online multiplayer, wheel support, motion steering, and a whole bunch of post-launch updates based on community feedback. Now back to some more new VR games. And next is Fixer Undercover, a tool-based VR adventure where you go undercover as a maintenance worker inside a corrupt prison. You use real tools to solve escape room-style puzzles and expose the warden's brainwashing scheme. This is the kind of VR game that could be easy to overlook because it doesn't have zombies, spaceships, or giant explosions every 5 seconds. But tactile puzzle games can be excellent in VR when the interactions feel good. It's already out on Quest and coming to Steam on July 16th. The Rifted Skies might be one of the most physically interesting games here. It's an acrobatic roguelite action game where you swing your arms to sprint, leap across ruins, climb anything, deflect attacks, cut through enemies, and unlock new powers while the world collapses behind you. The big focus here is movement. The Rifted Skies is making a bold promise. Fast parkour combat with minimal buttons and no motion sickness. That last part is a bold claim. I guess we'll see. Skeleton Crew Shadow drops today on Quest 3, and this one is a light-hearted co-op pirate action game set in pirate purgatory. You slash, steal, fight, collect trophies, build your horde, and use pistols, swords, and freshly severed skulls, as one does. This seems like the kind of VR game where tone matters more than anything. It's physics-driven co-op pirate mischief. Not everything needs to be grim, tactical, and covered in moody fog. I Am Your PSVR is one of the more interesting flat-screen to VR conversions here. The original is a fast, stylish revenge shooter, and the VR version has you climbing, ambushing enemies, disarming them, improving your weapons, and tearing through replayable micro sandboxes where every second matters. This could be excellent if it keeps the speed and precision of the original without becoming overwhelming in VR. The challenge is comfort and pacing because this game is fast, but if they pull it off, this could be one of the most stylish VR action games coming up. And to close things out, we've got some more gameplay and info on the highly anticipated upcoming VR game, Payday Aces High. This was probably one of the biggest attention grabbers from the entire showcase. Because Payday in VR just makes sense, and one developed natively for VR is bound to be good. Well, hopefully. You'll be planning jobs, putting on the mask, grabbing the money, and watching the plan instantly collapse because someone in your crew decided to rush ahead and be the hero. The key thing is that it can't just be Payday with hands. It needs proper VR interaction, messy teamwork, and those chaotic moments where everyone is shouting and the guy carrying the objective gets stuck behind a door. If they nail it, this could easily be one of VR's biggest co-op games of 2026. Let me know which one you're most excited for, and here are 2 other videos you might want to check out next. I'll catch you soon, guys. Cheers!